What the flip is up, tubers? What's going on, guys? It's your girl Sarah. I am back home in Oregon for my best friend Katie's birthday. You guys probably recognize the environment. This is the couch that I told my iconic pudding bitch mystery story.
Pudding can't just explode out of nowhere. You had to have had pudding. And she's like, I don't even eat pudding. And we were like, what?
I also dyed my hair like ashy blonde. It's like a balayage. I don't know how to say that word.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm back home. I'm feeling good. It's always nice to be back in Oregon. I was just going through my closet because I have a lot of shit. Just a lot of junk from high school and also middle school that I still have. And you guys, I found the funniest shit
Ever.
back in middle school and in high school. I was such a hopeless romantic. I was always like one of the bros. And I'm not saying that to be that bitch. It's like I only hang out with guys because it's less drama. Like it was forced. I was forced into that life, you know? I didn't ask for that. Every time I would like a boy, I would get friend zoned. It was just something that I was used to. I was so up over this boy. I found this story that I wrote in high school when I was just so up emotionally and I needed to like get it out somewhere. I wrote a story. I made up what I wish would happen to me. I just didn't know what to do with all of my feelings. I would journal, but like for some reason that wasn't enough. I had to like create an entire situation, like a fantasy with my crush. It's called Crystals. I haven't read these in years. I wrote this freshman summer going into sophomore year. So here we go. Let's dive in.
Oh, I'm about to dive in. Whoa.
Shit. That's how it starts. Shit. I get that. I'm just laying here in silence thinking about him actually. I just can't get him out of my head. I know this is corny, but I honestly have the biggest crush on him and I can't even help it. How was that corny? That's definitely just like a normal feeling you get when you see a cutie. You know, it's not that corny, girl. It's okay. Whenever I walk into my Spanish class and see him, I smile because he just does that to me. He makes me weak. It hurts me when I see him flirt with other girls, especially one of my best friends, Anna, because it makes me feel like I'm not good enough for him. It sucks because it's true and I know he would never like someone like me. He deserves someone beautiful. Aww. I am sort of socially awkward, but also super outgoing. It was a half and half thing. Kind of confusing. I'm still confused by it, honestly. It was almost time for my favorite class of the day. Spanish class. Number 1, because it was the only class I had with Cassie. My bestie. Number 2, because the most beautiful boy I have ever known is in that class. Trey.
Sasha, wait up.
I heard a distant voice say. I turned around and I saw Cassie running up to me with a big smile, holding her heavy binder in both hands.
Oh, hey.
I said with a fake smile. We both laughed and walked into class. Right when I walked in, my heart stopped to the sound of Trey laughing. Cassie laughed at me and nudged my arm, and I was so weak that my binder fell to the ground and my papers exploded everywhere.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Sasha.
Cassie said as she got on her knees and helped me pick up the mess. In my head, I was like, bitch. I bet she did that on purpose. I saw Trey looking at me.
You need help?
No, I got it, thanks.
I got so awkward and just sat down. I avoided looking at him because I knew my face was redder than a tomato.
Sorry about that, Sash.
Cassie whispered.
It's cool.
I whispered back.
Alright, class. Today your warm-up is going to be a partner exercise. You will write down 20 verbs and conjugate them into past tense, present tense, and future tense.
In my head, I was like, are you kidding me? What if I get Greg, the freak that eats his earwax? Or let alone, Trey. I would be so awkward, holy shit.
Alright, Cassie, you're with Greg.
In my mind, in italics, it's like,
Ha 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 ha, shit.
oh, that's fucked up. She looked at me with a horrid look on her face.
Pray for me.
I just laughed and I pierced my eyes onto the teacher, waiting anxiously for my name to be called.
Okay, Trey Sorelli, you are with
My heart was thumping.
Sasha.
Barry.
AKA me in this story. I looked at him and he smiled at me. Of course this happens to me. What am I going to do? He moved his chair all the way over to me.
I'm so happy you're my partner. I didn't want some awkward kid like Greg.
He laughed. Yeah, he's laughing now. Just wait till I start talking to him. Then he's gonna wish he had Greg as a partner.
Yeah, same here. Thank God.
I said back. He was talking about how this girl in his last class was going off about kissing a girl for the first time and how much she liked it. And then he said,
I bet you've kissed a girl. Huh.
what the f? How do you go from talking about how stoked you are that you're partners to like kissing girls? Where did that transition happen? That was just so abrupt. It got sexual really fast. I started laughing because yes, I have kissed a girl.
So you're laughing. That means you have?
He smiled so wide. I laughed again because he was so cute. What? How was that cute?
It was just once.
I said with a small smile.
You're wild, aren't you?
Trey's creepy. Why did I make Trey so weird and like creepy like this? He's not even like romantic at all. I looked down shyly.
Not even.
I want you guys to realize that I was at a Christian school at the time. It wasn't something I was exposed to at all, so it was like a girl kissed another girl, like oh my god. It was like a huge deal, so yeah, this was like in the past. I looked up at him and he was already looking at me and smiling so perfectly with his white sparkling teeth and his beautiful big lips that were so kissable. His long black hair that swooped over his head, his big brown eyes that I could get lost in whenever I looked at him. Oh my god. And his dark long eyelashes that touched his eyelids. There was nothing about him that was out of place. I couldn't stop looking at his flawless face. That rhymes. He was so interested in what I was saying. Like he wanted to know more. Like he cared about what I had to say. He cares. He listened. I tried so hard not to blush at the fact that he was staring at me, but I couldn't help myself. My face felt hot and red, and he could totally tell because he smiled bigger and laughed a little bit. His laugh made my body numb because it was the cutest thing anyone could ever hear. Okay, you're being dramatic. What about a puppy whimpering because they miss you? Have you ever heard a baby giggle? Like, there's a lot of sounds in the world that are a lot cuter than Trey's laugh from Spanish class. Come on, bitch. He was all I wanted. He made my heart go crazy. The bell rang and he shot me a look.
Damn, that class went by real fast. I feel like we're already best friends now.
He said. I blushed.
I feel the same way.
I picked up my binder, then walked out of the door.
Wait, Sasha!
I turned around and there was Trey smiling so beautifully at me.
Yeah?
I was gonna ask you, are you going to LA for our state championship tournament?
I stood there and thought for a second.
Wait, our school is in the state championship?
He laughed.
Where have you been, Sasha? You dumbass bitch.
He didn't say that, but what the f? This is your school. Where's your school spirit? He smiled and we walked together. Cassie was walking behind us.
We're playing at the Staples Center tomorrow.
I don't know why I'm like talking like he's a idiot.
We're playing at the Staples Center tomorrow. Most of the school is going to cheer us on. You should definitely try to go.
Whoa, Los Angeles? I doubt my mom would ever let me drive all the way down there.
Have Cassie go with you.
Did he really want me to go that bad? That would be the longest trip ever. How would I survive a 15-hour car ride with Cassie? She's her best friend. What? It should be fun. What am I talking about? I was so negative.
I mean, I would love to go. I'll talk to my mom tonight.
I said. He smiled so sweetly.
We're staying at the Grand Castle Resort. Bitch.
I'm just kidding.
You should get a room there also.
My heart stopped again. I couldn't even believe this was even happening. Trey Sorelli was inviting me to LA to watch his basketball tournament. My heart stopped at the thought of staying at the same hotel as him, and I could barely get the words out. It's just a hotel, come on.
Yeah, Trey. I mean, I'll do my best.
He laughed a little and said,
Alright, Sasha, I'll talk to you later. You fucking freak.
I'm just kidding. Now how the hell was I gonna convince my uptight mother about this trip?
But Mom, everyone is going. It's like a state championship, and I'm 17 for God's sake.
Exactly. You're 17, not 18. So you obey my rules. And also, don't you dare use the Lord's name in vain.
I rolled my eyes.
Conflict. You're honestly treating me like I'm 7 years old. I have done nothing to make you not trust me. I'm finally popular, and this is how you're treating me? What do you think I'm going to do? Have sex? Do drugs? I just want to have a little fun with my friends.
6 hours later.
Holy shit, I am so excited.
Cassie said as she was loading her stuff in my backseat.
We're gonna have so much freedom this weekend. And we're gonna be in Los Angeles, the city of angels.
I was so lame. I woke up to the annoying sound of my alarm. I nearly threw my phone off the nightstand to shut that shit off.
Cassie, wake up!
I took a pillow and threw it at her.
Huh?
She said all confused.
It's like 10 o'clock. We have to be ready in an hour.
I said, rubbing my eyes.
Aw, shit.
She said while sitting up. We got to the Staples Center and the parking lot was packed. We walked in the doors and I was amused from how crowded it was. I could barely hear myself think. We were right in front of the court. We could see everything up close. The boys were warming up, and once my eyes found Trey, I was suddenly numb. Trey paralyzed my ass. Like, that is how much he affected me, man. Just from looking at him. What? He looked so damn sexy in that uniform. I couldn't keep my eyes off that body. I couldn't keep my eyes off that sweet bod. What the f, bitch? By the time it was fourth quarter, the game was 58-60. The other team was winning. There was 5 seconds left and we knew we were going home. That's like the best part of the game. The last 5 seconds and you're down by 2, everyone would be screaming. I'm too critical. Jake had the ball. He chucked it all the way to Trey, who was standing at the half-court line. There were 3 seconds left. Everyone started to pack up their things and leave the stadium. I looked up and Trey shot the ball from the half-court line to the basket. It circled around the rim and my heart was beating out of my chest. The whole stadium was going wild and people were running down at the court and squishing the whole team. Squishing? They lifted Trey up and carried him like he was a king. And in that moment, we locked eyes. He saw me.
Come on, let's go down there.
Cassie shouted. She grabbed my hand and pulled me down. Trey saw me from across the court. He ran over with a huge smile on his face.
Sasha, you made it.
He said, breathing heavily.
That final basket was the most incredible thing ever. You're such a stud.
Ew. Are we in the 50s? Who says that? He laughed and hugged me so tight. I felt so safe in his arms. The thought of him hugging me masked out the smell of his after-game stench. That's when you know you're infatuated. He probably smelled like poop.
You know, we're having a pool party tonight to celebrate back at the hotel. Everyone's meeting down there at 11. I would love it if you came.
Of course me and Cassie will be there, no doubt.
Alright, sick. I'll see you then.
He winked. I turned around and was practically jumping up and down with excitement. What if he kisses me tonight? I've never kissed a guy before. Oh God.
Holy shit, your boobs look so good.
Ugh, God.
Shut up, God.
I said, covering them.
No, like, Trey is gonna die.
Maybe I should change.
Sasha Taylor, if you put on a different bikini, we are no longer friends.
Damn, what if I'm just uncomfortable? She threatened to not be my friend anymore if I changed bathing suits. That is a toxic friendship, guys.
Okay, fine.
I said, laughing.
Okay, I have to ask you a question.
Cassie looked worried.
What is it?
Okay, well, I've never kissed a guy, and what if he tries to kiss me tonight? I wouldn't know what to do. Should I tell him that I haven't?
I sat down and buried my head in my hands. She sat down next to me and said, "Don't tell him that you haven't kissed a guy yet. All you do when you make out is just play with each other's tongues back and forth. Just think of it as tongue hockey. I would say soft tongue wrestle. You know, I don't think I would classify that as tongue hockey because there's no puck. Unless there was like a grape or like a mint or like gum that we were passing back and forth. So that's incorrect, Cassie. All right, you think you're so experienced? Well, you're dumb. You're a dumb friend and you're toxic. I looked up at her and busted out laughing. Did you just really call it tongue hockey? We fell back on the bed and laughed for about 2 minutes. That is not that funny. And it's just like not correct.
Trust me, when you're in the moment, you will know exactly what to do.
I hugged her. While we were in the elevator, I started to panic.
Cassie, I can't do this. I just can't. Let's go back up.
I said, stuttering.
Sasha, stop it. You're okay. Just relax.
I started to get hot, and I was breathing really heavily. It's sad that a boy is making me feel like this. Once we walked over to the pool, I stopped in my tracks. The pool was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That's a bit dramatic. There's so many beautiful things in life than a pool. Come on, bitch. I felt like I was in paradise. It was so romantic, so beautiful, so tropical. Complete bliss. Bitch, you're at a Los Angeles hotel. This is not a big deal. We walked through the big gates and saw our whole group of friends. I thought you didn't have friends. Where did these other friends come from? Continuing. In that group was Trey. Oh shit! He turned around and smiled at me, and I could see that bright white smile from all the way over where I was standing. His shirt was off, and all he had on was dark blue swimming trunks. I wanted to scream with happiness because my bathing suit color matched his swim trunks exactly. This was so meant to be. That's just a coincidence. Dark blue is a very common color, bitch. But I get what you mean, it's exciting, I feel that. This is the first time I've ever seen him without a shirt. I've never seen a boy so beautiful. He walked over to Cassie and me, and he said with a big smile,
You guys made it.
We looked at each other, wouldn't miss it for the world. We walked over to everyone and talked to them for a while. All right, guys, let's get in the pool, Jake yelled. Everyone squealed. And the girls took off their shirts. That's gonna be my album name. All the girls squealed and took off their shirts. I was really uncomfortable just being in my bathing suit. I looked over at Trey and he was in the pool looking at me.
You gonna get in or what?
Yeah, 1 second.
I started to take off my big shirt. I could feel everyone's eyes looking at me. I was so insecure. What if my boobs popped out? I moved my hair over in the front. Thank God for long hair, right? I walked slowly to the pool and walked down the steps. This was so awkward. Can I just die? Me and Cassie were playing volleyball against Trey and Jake, and me and Cassie won, obviously.
Hey Cassie, can we talk for a second?
Jake asked.
Hell yeah, we can talk.
She said and winked at me.
Be right back, girl. I'm gonna go get some.
Oh my God, Cassie.
I said, shaking my head. This is so lame. Trey came over to me with a big smile.
So you kinda kick ass at volleyball.
He laughed.
Or you just suck at volleyball.
I looked at him slowly with a smile.
It's true. You're honestly just too much of a badass for me.
He came closer. I bit my lip.
Guess so. You just can't handle me, can you?
I said.
You're right. I don't think I can handle you.
He said, walking up to me, putting his hands on my hips.
I'll teach you some of my skills later if you want.
I said, what? I'm all of a sudden like a flirty, confident bitch now? What flipped? What changed? What's going on? There's only one thing that I want right now. My heart felt like it was about to burst out of my chest. He grabbed my hand and trailed me out of the pool. I wanted him so bad in that moment.
Where are we going?
You'll see, you'll see.
We were walking up the steps of the cave. It seemed like forever until we reached the top. On the very top was an empty hot tub with lights all around. It was the most romantic thing I've ever seen. You need to get out more. We walked over to the hot tub and got in slowly.
This feels so good.
He said. His voice was so sexy and so deep. I got in after he did, and he was watching me, studying me.
Observing my body.
Ugh. Ugh. It was kind of weird, but I was kind of flattered.
Of course you were.
Once I got in, he stood up and got really close to me.
So, I gotta be honest with you, Sasha.
He said, looking into my eyes. Then he put his hands on my hips.
What is it?
There's just something about you. I really like you, Sasha.
Just from one interaction in Spanish class. You don't even know her, Trey. You didn't even try to get to know her yet. Name her favorite animal, her favorite color.
Lips.
Trey, I've got to be honest.
He looked nervous.
You see, I've never actually kissed a guy before, so.
So now you've got the lesson.
Just follow my lead.
Okay. It was so perfect.
I told Cassie back in the hotel room. I smiled and closed my eyes.
He said my eyes were like crystals, Cassie.
Cassie even looked happier than I did.
See? I knew this was gonna happen, and I knew you would handle it perfectly.
I fell back onto my king-sized bed. She ran over and jumped on my bed and smiled.
Guess what I did with Jake?
I sat up quick.
No, you didn't.
I did. I really did.
You had sex with Jake?
Shh! Keep it down, bitch. What the fuck?
We both fell back on the bed and started laughing so hard together.
I'm so glad you're my best friend.
I said, looking at the ceiling.
Sasha, I'm glad you're my best friend. I mean, your crystal eyes are just so perfect.
I'm gonna kill you.
I threw the pillow at her face.
What the just two 17-year-olds having a pillow fight. We were laughing so hard, my stomach was hurting. It was the perfect end to a perfect night. I never thought that I could ever be this happy in my whole life. But then my phone vibrated. It was a text from Trey.
I know it's really late, but I just wanted to say I had such a good time with you tonight. Sasha, you are beautiful, and I want you to know that. I thank God that Mrs. Sliss made us Spanish partners yesterday, or this wouldn't even be happening. I just want you to know that I think you're so perfect, and I miss you already, even though it's only been 20 minutes. You know what I mean. I just need to see you right now, and I need to ask you an important question. It's kind of been on my mind. Meet me in the lobby in 5 minutes, beautiful.
The end! Then it ends! What happens? What a cliffhanger! I want to know what happens! What does he ask? I feel f***ed up right now.
even though that never happened. That was just a complete made-up scenario on something that I wish would have happened to me and my crush. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you thought it was cringy, I was a teenager with raging hormones, bitch. It's supposed to be. I think it's cringy too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it, subscribe for new videos every week. I love you guys so much.
My heart started beating so fast. I felt like I was gonna, my heart felt like, my heart felt like, my heart felt like it was, my heart felt like it was gonna, my heart felt like it was about to burst out of my chest.